Roberts.
Thank you, President. My question is to the Minister representing the Treasurer, Senator Gallagher. Minister, overwhelmingly Australians don't believe foreigners should be allowed to own residential property in our country, Australia. I first asked the Senate estimates in November last year how many potential foreign buyers is the ATO detecting through their data matching program. Your government failed to answer. In February, Senator Bragg asked and was given no answer. In June estimates, I asked again and didn't get an answer. Answers to my questions on notice for how many potential foreign buyers are detected are now overdue again. Minister, why is your government hiding from the Australian people the data on potential foreign buyers of residential property? And when will you actually answer the question I've been asking for 9 months?
Thank you, Senator Roberts. Minister Gallagher.
Thank you, President. And I recall you asking these questions, Senator Roberts, and I understood they were answered at the time by officials when I was sitting at that desk. Whether there's been follow-up questions that you've asked on notice that haven't been answered, I can certainly follow that up. But I think the evidence that we gave during Senate estimates was that foreign investment plays an important role in bolstering Australia's housing stock and creating additional jobs in the construction industry, but it is monitored very closely for good reasons. It's tightly regulated, with foreign persons generally requiring foreign investment approval before acquiring an interest in residential land, regardless of its value, with few exceptions. And foreign investors make up a very small proportion of the total Australian residential property market, accounting for approximately 0.93% of new and established dwelling purchase transactions in 22-23. So, out of 479,257 transactions based on ATO data for 22-23, only 4,463 transactions were by foreign investors. So it is a relatively small or very small component, less than 1% of new and established dwelling purchase transactions in that financial year of 22-23. This is something I think that senators have raised through estimates as being interested in, and certainly raising concerns about foreign investors squeezing out local residents from being able to purchase housing, but certainly the evidence would show that it's a very small component of the residential property market and the transactions that are being monitored, as was explained in estimates by the ATO.
The time has expired. Senator Roberts, first supplementary.
Thank you. The New South Wales State Government reported more than twice the number of overseas purchases of property as the Foreign Investment Review Board recorded in 2021. The board claims foreigners buy less than 1% of residential property, and you just confirmed that. Yet in the first quarter NAB property survey, real estate agents say they're selling 10% of Australian housing to foreigners. Minister, if you have confidence in the Foreign Investment Review Board, why won't you hand over the data?
Thank you, Senator Roberts. Minister Gallagher.
Again, I'm not sure which part of the data hasn't been answered, because I was sitting at estimates when you were given figures, Senator Roberts. So I'm not sure which is the data that you're seeking. But certainly the ATO data that I just read out, and again can provide this in writing to you, shows that it is 0.93%. for that financial year in 22-23. Also that it has come down, as I understand it, from a peak in 2015-2016. The ATO does residential real estate compliance investigations. So they do follow this up and check that people are compliant with the requirements of the foreign ownership of residential property. They identified 428 properties for compliance. They did 410 investigations and found 145 properties in breach. 55 of those resulted in
Senator Roberts, second supplementary.
Thank you. Minister, you want foreign investment, yet foreign ownership is against Australians' interests. Minister, this country is in a housing crisis. When will you ban foreign ownership of residential real estate and put Australians in Australian houses first?
Thank you, Senator Roberts. Minister Gallagher.
Well, we're not going to do that, Senator Roberts, and I think the numbers show we need a good, strong rules around it. There are strong rules around it. We need compliance of those rules. There's good compliance processes. It's less than 1%, and this country has benefited from foreign investment. We've benefited in terms of our economy,
Senator
in terms of
Whish-Wilson.
jobs.
Order. Please continue, Minister.
So it isn't something that we are seeking to ban, but what I would say is it would help if some of our housing programs, which are currently stalled in the Senate, were given the approval by this Senate, because then we could build more supply, which is the actual issue. I know there wants to be a lot of distractions about who's to blame, and it's easy to blame foreign ownership. The statistics don't support that. And what I would say to the Senate is I think there's a couple of bills that are stuck in this chamber that would help people into home ownership and help increase supply of housing in this country. And I would say let's get on with that job.
Thank you, Minister.